Welcome to the program, the show, Asset Recovery, Illicit Financial Flows and Asset Recovery. Manla, Yusuf Taylor, the editor for Ask and We Media. We've been doing series of radio programs about IFF and asset recovery, combating illicit financial flows through asset recovery. We've been doing series of radio shows on this. We've done our 6th radio show. Today we did one at West Coast Radio and had lots of callers. Lolo Tahmane Balmanyosi, live on Facebook and on YouTube at the same time to talk to Gambians about this. My name is Yusuf Taylor, editor for Ask and We Media. And I have 4 more radio programs to go where we'll be talking about IFFs and asset recovery. IFF, IFFs, illicit financial flows, is when we have monies wrong route through the wrong, either through corruption, money that has been gained through corruption, money that has been gained through tax avoidance, money that has been gained through illegal activities like drugs and all of that, and you're trying to wash it. Money that you have got through corruption, got in a wrong way. Sometimes it's money through tax evasion and all of that. Some of these things may not be illegal. But getting this money and putting it through, oftentimes people buy assets, and they get this money, they will buy assets so that they put it into assets and they try and clean it, because if they sell that asset later on, how can you tie it in? I don't want to make a lot of big jargon and all of that. Quite simply put, what the Janneh Commission has exposed, that is asset, obviously IFFs. And also, what we are seeing with regards to the assets, how they are being recovered, yes, that is asset recovery. So if assets are being put or got through corrupt means, right, and then those assets are being sold in a manner that is not transparent, those assets are now subject of a process called asset recovery. Now, to do that, it needs to be very, very transparent. We've all seen what has happened with regards to the Janneh Commission. I mean, there's been so many finger pointing around that. Alaji Mamadi Kurang, in my personal perspective, somebody watching from outside, I believe he's been vindicated. The report from the Republic, in my perspective, vindicates Kurang. Because these are some of the things that he was highlighting, that they are starting to sell some of these assets already without even concluding, which is a major, major concern. The Janneh Commission, the assets that have been recovered, why did they not use the AMRC, Asset Management Recovery Corporation? There is a body in this country that is called AMRC. We also have other institutions here. Now, the AMRC is exactly what its name tells you. It's supposed to recover assets and manage them for the government. But they were elbowed out of this whole Janneh Commission process. The AMRC themselves, during the Janneh times, they are also inside the Janneh Commission. If you read the Janneh Commission, on the government white paper, you will see that the AMRC themselves, they are complicit. There was one property that the AMRC gave to Kanyilai family farms, and it's supposed to be rescinded. So this is one of the reasons they put together as to why they did not go with the AMRC to sell the assets, an organization, an institution inside the government that is mandated to do just that. They bypassed these institutions. They started going to private to sell off these institutions. Isn't there where the corruption started? Fine. If AMRC was not delivering their job to the required mandate, what should have happened? Reform the AMRC. Not to try to keep the AMRC there, paying their salaries for them to continue doing what they are doing. Yeah. Yes, exactly. Batambedu explained the reason why AMRC wasn't used, because they considered it was complicit. Moral can. This is exactly what I'm explaining. If they are complicit, a body, an institution, should they not be reformed? Should the right people not be put inside? Should we not have vetting? These are the reasons why you should have vetting. These are the reasons why institutions, I'm not talking about a family terikafo business. This is a government institution. We say that it's not doing its work and it's complicit. Fire the people that are there. Bring in people who can do the work. You cannot be paying people salaries to deliver a service, and you yourself, you say that they are complicit. You still leave them in there. It does not make any sense whatsoever. We are saying, yes, Batambedu gave a reason, but that reason for me is not justifiable. If somebody in the Ministry of Justice is not doing their job, do you then go and create or hire another private institution to carry out the functions of the Ministry of Justice? No. You fire, you sack, you clean, you reform the institution. You bring it in line to deliver its mandate. You don't sideline that institution and then just go elsewhere. Find a friend. This is where the corruption started, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. Because this institution is not doing its job, you sideline it, and then you now go to your friends, or you go to people who are in the private sector for them to deliver that job. Whilst we are still paying, taxpayers are paying an institution set up to do that. It does not make any sense. It does not make any sense. Now, many of us don't even know what is the AMRC, because they are not engaging the people sufficiently. We have written them a letter together with the Financial Intelligence Unit. We've written them a letter to come and join the remaining 4 programs that we are doing, combating illicit financial flows through asset recovery. Let AMRC come. We are not going to attack them. I give them my word, and I've said this, please, anybody who has chance to engage with them, we have already sent them our letter. We will be making phone calls and following them up. When they come, we are not going to attack them. We're going to just allow people to know this is AMRC, this is what they are mandated to do, this is how they've been established, and what are they doing, we let them say. And then we'll bring the callers. You see? Thank you. Moral Khan has responded again. That's absolutely right. They shouldn't be there getting paid when they are not doing the right thing. They say that they are complicit. Clean the house. Bring in people who can do the job. But no, they say, no, they people, they are complicit. No, let's put them aside. We go to a private firm. It does not make sense. No sense whatsoever. That's where the corruption started. Fast forward, the Janneh Commission came out, finished their job. Before they finished their job, they started selling assets. Is that even within the mandate of the Janneh Commission to sell assets? Or is your job to investigate? You have not finished your report, you are selling. TRRC, for example, imagine they have not finished their report. That makes sense? Should another body not have been, should they have not reformed the AMRC so that the right people are there? First, clean the place up, Fagaru, and then if you have to sell some things and it's so desperate because of they are what you call perishable goods, they are goods which are losing value, we understand. They are goods which you cannot just leave and wait until by the time you come back, that usefulness of that good is down or it's no longer useful. Fine. Clean up the AMRC. If you want to sell, let the Janneh Commission concentrate on their investigation. This is what they should have done. I am completely against what the Janneh Commission did, started selling goods without even finishing. If they think that things should have been sold, you cannot be the one to investigate and then you also sell it. Like how? You should have investigated. And then if they say you really urgently have to sell, let the executive take up the responsibility to do the selling in a transparent manner. Look, the selling of the assets was fraudulent. Why? It was not transparent. And until somebody comes and proves to me that the sale of these goods was transparent, then I can say, fine, it was. All of those sales that are not transparent are fraudulent. We have seen American embassy, when they wanted to sell some goods, what did they do? They called an auction, post it on their social media, post it everywhere. Just American embassy there. They are selling their goods. They announced a date. This day, people can come, look at these goods, viewing. They call it viewing. Come, do a viewing. Imagine, and this is where it pains me, and that's why I must come on and talk about this. We are doing radio programs, we are talking about this. This is where it pains me. Imagine if the government had said, Gambian people, we have pledged that we want to sell some of these goods of Janneh so that we can give it to the victims. We are calling on all generous Gambians to come and pay handsomely, and we are rest assuring every single Gambian that at the end of this process, first we are going to have a viewing. You can come look at all the goods. Then another day will be announced for the sales, the auction. We do an auction. The highest bidders get it. Those monies, we giving it to the victims. So we want you to come and pay handsomely, even pay more than the price. We want to take this. At the end of the process, we are going to announce how much money has been raised from these sales. Let me tell you something. Gambian people will come and buy these goods with high expenses. The victims. At the end of the auction now, just imagine if we had a government which was honest to the Gambian people. At the end of the sale, announce this is what we sold, this is how much we sell it. Now this is the total. We are going to now present this, a presentation ceremony to come and to the victim center and give them. Or we are calling a day where we are going to talk about reparations. We are urging all Gambians who couldn't buy, who feel like they want to support, please support the victims. Put some money into their account. No, they did not do that. Lalla guy def, they decided to boycott the whole thing. No public announcement of our viewing, no public announcement of an auction. Selling it $5,000, $10,000 is small, just you see. Now all that monies that they have sold, where is it? Where is it? That's why the youths have to come out. That's why Gala came out. That's why the youths came out in numbers. Okay? That's why the youths had a responsibility to this generation and to the next generation. If some of these people who are doing some of these corrupt practices think that they don't have responsibility, and the next kids, the children to come, we shouldn't leave anything to them. Nothing. We shouldn't give them nothing. Well, there are young people who have conscience, who have Gambia in their heart, and they took to the streets to demand for this information. Now, what did the National Assembly do? They call extraordinary session. Instead of for them to do their due diligence on this Janneh Commission, since when? Nothing. Many members have been asking. But most of these members, they have been asking because they are Janneh supporters. And I'm going to be very blunt. I'm not hiding anything here. Especially those who are affiliated to Janneh, the APRC No to Alliance, led by Honorable Almami Jiba, him in particular, have been asking because he feels that those monies should be given back to Janneh. Janneh should come back into this country as a head of state and continue. And they give him these things. This is what some of these people believe. We say no to that. Apart from those people who have been asking, what have parliamentarians do? Instead, they called an extraordinary session to come and make lots of talk and political statements. No action. Created a committee, select committee, which is led by a member from the NPP. A gentleman who I have very, very good respect and really appreciate him. But because of his political affiliation, my confidence is not strong. that he will do, he will put the national interest above his party interest, especially as we are coming to elections. Let me tell you guys something. This is just my personal perspective. It's a waste of public funds. They should just scrap it. This National Assembly should have demanded that the assets should be frozen straight away. All those people who, can you imagine some of these vehicles sold, freeze all the assets, recall them, bring them back. We will pay you. If some of these big vehicles, government should say, look, if you paid $10,000 for this vehicle, which is not the value of this vehicle, we are going to pay you back your money. Even we can put some more, even if it's 15,000, because we know that just the bumper of this vehicle is going for 30,000, or it's the 15 or 20,000 that we have paid you back. I'm telling you, just the headlights of some of these vehicles is the value of the amount that they sold some of these vehicles for. National Assembly, by the time that they finish this, their committee thing. And I'm saying this because I'm challenging them. That's the position and why I'm saying it, because of, if they do the needful, and they prove me wrong, I'll be the first to say, hey, National Assembly, I'm so happy you proved me wrong. Yes. Well done. I said that you people couldn't do it, but now you people have proven me wrong. Well done. That's the position I'm coming from. I am here to challenge parliamentarians that I don't believe that anything that they did in that committee or they're doing in that committee is going to be any fruitful proof, anything for Gambians. Can you imagine? These assets that these people have now got for 20, 15,000 or small monies, what do you think that they are going to do right now? Let me tell you, if you don't know, they are going to sell them. Sell them. This government, the president, like I said, the parliament, I'm coming one by one. One by one. I've dealt with asset management recovery. We talked about how the Gambian youths took their responsibility. We talked about how Parliament is now trying to say that they're doing a committee. I don't know how many days they are going to do their committee, and then before they do any action. I'm saying that those assets, by the time you finish what you are doing, those assets are gone. Try and recover them. You will not get nothing. If you get anything, thank God. Parliament should be prudent. Parliament should be, we got some comments here. Let me just, good question. Thank you so much, Mariam Salah. Please share so more people can join this. This selected committee is already politicized. Honorable Swaibu Ture would have been the best choice. PDIS has nothing to gain it. That's not exactly, even one of the NRP members who is affiliated to NPP, Honorable Seni Jawara. He is NRP and affiliated with the executive, NPP. But he said that a member from the opposition or a member who is not within them, the majority caucus, should be the one to lead this committee. But no, they decided to go against it and do what they wanted to do, put their own people there. And you want us to have confidence in this? Let me tell you something. Worst case, imagine the best case scenario. Let's assume the committee does a wonderful, fantastic job. Let's just assume. Committee has done a wonderful job. The report they have done, all the recommendations are in order. It will rectify it. They bring it to this National Assembly in Banjul with the majority. Let me tell you, they are going to rubbish every single thing. Spoil, even if it was a very good report and recommendation, they are going to rubbish it. Then even to follow the implementation of those recommendations is now another thing. Look, let me tell you, I'm coming now to the president. We all heard what the president said. For me, by the time the committee does their work, these assets are long gone. Okay? We are wasting time. We have spent money on extraordinary session. We are going to have parliamentary sessions on this. Simon, it's a waste of time. This is not a matter even of parliament. Executives should take affirmative action to show that they are against corruption. They should call for the assets to be frozen. President Barrow is very comfortable. Why? Why? President Barrow is very comfortable, and I will tell you why. If I'm President Barrow, what he said is what I will do. If at all you are not interested in fighting corruption, that's what I'm saying. President Barrow is saying, yes, we will just leave the parliament to go ahead and their recommendations we will implement. Yes, that's very convenient. When the committee is led by your own NPP members. Your own NPP member is the chair of that committee. First, like I said, the committee comes up with a perfect report and the recommendations to address it. They bring it to this National Assembly. Now they bring it to the National Assembly is controlled by who? The NPP, President Barrow's folks. I'm telling you, and I'm challenging them from today that every report which comes, I don't believe that they are going to do justice to the report. I am challenging the NPP members that I believe that you guys will mess up everything. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Then I will believe, I will happily say, I said it, that you people will mess it up. But look, I challenged you, and that's what I'm doing. I'm challenging you, members. I challenged you, and you guys rose up to the challenge, and you did the needful, you did the right thing. Well done. I will happily swallow my vomit. Wallahi, I will. But until that day, let me tell you, that vomit is out there on the floor, and I don't swallow my vomit. I've never, and I don't intend to. But let's see, if the parliamentarians do it, I will happily do so. That's why President Barrow is in a very comfortable position. He's saying he doesn't know much about this, but seriously, just days after the president came out with his statement, a day next, you see the vehicles, they said that some of Janneh's vehicles are inside State House, and they started showing them to us. Oh, so you don't know about these things? But this thing is in your State House. You are seeing them every day, you are moving, and you don't ask questions. You are the president. You are talking about the former president corrupted and emptied the coffers before you came in. You don't investigate to make sure that that coffer is refilled. Those assets are recovered. They are sold or given to the people who they should be given to, and then the monies come. And you want us to believe you? I don't believe the president. I personally do not believe a word the president said. Let me tell you guys, this thing, Parliament is playing a joke with us. The executive is playing a joke with us. And Gambians should be ready. Let me tell you, get ready to even hit the streets again. Because that's the only message that these people understand. And I'm going to say it. There is no sugarcoating here on this platform on Askanwe. Let me tell you that. My problem is why there is still no coalition formed when 2025 election is at our doorstep. You see, we are not far. So I talked about the illicit financial flows. We talk about asset recovery. We talk about the Janneh Commission. We talk about Parliament, their moves. We talk about the president. Now I'm going to talk about what next now? What next? What do we do as Gambians? Let me tell you, Gambians. One thing that we as Gambians must demand right now is that all these assets are frozen immediately. All the assets are frozen. All the assets which are sold for like giveaway, because of these things are giveaways. $5,000, $10,000 for some of these vehicles, $20,000 for some of these vehicles. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. The government, the president himself should recall anybody who is in this list. We are calling you, please. Jejely, just quietly come, give us these assets. We will pay you back the monies. And then you will go. No problem. We are not going to put you into any problem. Now, the deadline for that is, for example, 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Anybody who bought these vehicles or these assets for chomo money or bring it back. We give you back your monies. We can add some more. If it's 10,000, we can give you 15,000, sir. We are not going to cause any problem. We are not going to deal with you. Those who don't bring it back now, we will deal with you. You will see how many people will bring it back. Wallahi. Then, like I said, what should happen now? If you have recovered all these assets, then bring back, let them bring back every single thing. Everything. Most of these assets, like I said, some of these vehicles, just the light itself, lampa bisi bopam, so ko jai dina cover lum jai whole motor bi. Billahi, I'm telling you, go and check. Why should I not? Why should the government not bring them back and pay them their money? Let them take that money. Let them bring that. Then we sell it for the proper price. Like I said, now if the government came out and said, okay, we've got another message. I'll try and read it. Like I said, if the government came out and said, you know what, Gambians, the victims are suffering. Some of them are dying. Many have died. We have not given them their reparations. We want to do this process. 2-3 months time. 2-3 months time. We get this money, we give it to the Reparations Commission, let them pay the victims. You will see how many Gambians will come, take their money, hard-earned money, buy some of these things, even more than the value, because of knowing that the money is going to the victims. But no, they don't want to do that. They want to deal with their friends. They want to share the money with their harit. They want to sell it to themselves. This is the problem. Really. So we got some comments here, which I must highlight. Talk about Ismaila Cisse damage and control, because he said the Janneh Commission didn't a terrible job, but the government that he's working for once praised and commended that Janneh Commission in their white paper. Wallahi, that's what Mutar is saying, Moral Khan as well. Ismaila Cisse is trying so hard to shift the blame from the executive to other people or institutions. That's very true. It's very true. The lights alone are far more than 20,000. You see, this is what I'm saying. I know some of these vehicles. And the judiciary failed us as well. You see, this is what the people are saying. People are not happy about this. He is doing a lot of damage control because he thinks twisting words can save Barrow. Guys, we wanted to do just 30 minutes of this. All right? We wanted to talk about some of these issues. We have another radio program this week on Saturday. Let me just tell you the time for this radio program which we're having so that people can join this radio program. Let me get the timing for Gambians. Once again, if you're just tuning in, this is obviously this Askanwi Media. I'm your editor, Yusuf Taylor, the editor for Askanwi Media, talking to you about illicit financial flows and asset recovery. This is simply, we're talking about the Janneh Commission and the funds, the monies that have been wasted. I cannot end this program without congratulating my colleague, my comrade, Mustafa, for his wonderful work on the Republic, which also sparked some of this debate, and the young people who took to the streets of Gala, and all of them for their wonderful job. Our last program this week, because we have 3 weeks of programs. Capital FM, we will be on Capital FM on Saturday, 24th, from 2 to 3 p.m. We are going to be talking about combating illicit financial flows through asset recovery. Gambia Participates is who is supporting this program, brought to you by Gambia Participates, and then funded by the ECOWAS, the Illicit Financial Flows unit in ECOWAS. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all we have for you today. We will be bringing these programs, about 10 of them, as podcasts and publishing it so that you can be listening to them. We have all these institutions, AMRC, Ombudsman, now Anti-Corruption Commission, many other things. There's a comment here. They know the guy who bought Bruford Gardens for $3.8 million, which is $80,000, which could be sold for $150,000 to $350,000, according to ChatGPT. Okay, ChatGPT, that's it. So guys, we're done for today. Everybody who tuned in, I'm so grateful for all the people who are commenting Moral Khan, Ya Mariama Salah, all the guys who are Muhtar Bah, Ibrahim Abajo. I'm so grateful for your comments and joining me on today's program. We'll be having more and more of such programs on a regular basis from time to time. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. It's a pleasure. I've been Yusuf Taylor. I'm here with you. We'll be here on Saturday. Don't miss the program, and we'll be coming up with more. Cheers.